watch it on Facebook. I'm gonna be like this. Huh?
Yes, exactly. Right, pointing to the sky. Sky's the limit. We're on, right?
Yeah, we're good.
All right. So a couple of what is it? The sponsors.
Yes.
So we're here in the Absurd Broadcasting Studios. So Cash Now Homes, sell your house for cash, close quickly. Let's see. Batch skip tracing. Click on some of the links below. You'll get 20% off for any skip tracing that you need. So all the names, phone numbers, emails, they'll go ahead and provide those for you. They're awesome group of guys. And one girl, and leads to cash, BA and calling services. So they'll go ahead and call all your skip trace leads, and also do some of the stuff that you don't want to. We do have a mentoring program, so click below for more information as well. Expanse Real Estate Team for all your real estate needs here in Arizona, and Cash Now Systems. We haven't figured out the name for that. Nobody did anybody comment?
I don't think. Let's put it out to him again.
Okay,
Till
so
the end of the month.
we have Cash Now Systems as the temporary name, but we need something better. So if you guys have a recommendation for what we should call it, let us know and DM us, and we'll go from there. We'll take your notes. All right.
Cool.
All right. So you want to kick us off?
Yeah, Triple M podcast, Money Making Money. Today we brought in a special guest, our marketing guy, social media manager, Mateo Garcia.
Hello.
beNICEmedia, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
beNICEmedia.
beNICEmedia, guys.
Round of applause.
Yes. Wait, I think I got a button for that. Hold on. Oh, maybe not.
No.
Sorry.
Oh well.
I
The
tried.
moment has passed.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right.
There it
is.
is.
All
Volume
right,
button.
right,
Volume
right,
button.
right.
Anyways. Yeah, so if you could introduce yourself, tell us what you're about, or the audience, we know what you're about, but then kind of go into
all yourself. Yep.
all
Okay,
that fun
cool.
stuff.
Well, my name is Mateo Garcia. I'm with beNICEmedia. I run a, kind of a digital marketing agency here in Arizona, primarily, work with real estate investors. It's kind of a boutique shop where we really kind of just partner up with a few VIP clients. We help with really all social media and marketing, Facebook, email marketing, automating systems. I've been in the real estate and mortgage business really for the past pretty much my whole adult life. About 6 years ago, it was actually 6 years this month, I kind of broke away from the mortgage business and started this marketing agency. And really it kind of just started by working with, real estate agents that I had relationships with, other loan officers. They knew I got a lot of my business initially from, email, even when social media first started. Hey, I had a Facebook page, I was doing some YouTube channels. So I kind of parlayed that into providing these as services to, initially just real estate agents and loan officers. But over the past few years, have kind of, hooked up with really just a few key real estate investors here in the Phoenix market, and kind of focus my efforts towards, partnering up with them, with their services, and then really becoming, more like I said, a partner with their overall business, with helping out with their marketing.
So as a real estate investor, how important is marketing?
Really, it's very important. It's really the main thing. Obviously you'll be good at talking to people, you can be good at making deals, but if you're not getting leads or people calling you and putting some marketing activities out there, you're not getting any calls, you're not getting people to actually speak to. So yes, marketing is very important.
And it goes with everything, with lending, with traditional real estate, all that stuff. Marketing is key.
I smirk because I'm like, man, it's like breathing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if that phone is not ringing,
yeah, I know
you got nothing going on.
Yeah.
You got nothing going on. Yeah. So
if you're not using, you're not doing any marketing, or not using anybody to do, some of your marketing, and like we do, yeah, definitely something that they have to think about, because that is the main thing that gets you the leads and gets you out there, puts you out there. Because if you're not recognized, you don't have to be recognized, but at least put yourself out there. The way to get leads.
Yeah, so I have like an analogy of how the business kind of works, right? So when you first start off, you're hunting, right? You're out there with your spear, right? Yeah. You're out there hunting, and you're trying to capture you know, your next meal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And what ends up happening though is that once you get to the point where you start spending some money on marketing, all of a sudden you become the fisherman.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So
Fish
you're
come to
now
you.
casting this net
The
out,
fish come to you.
and then the fish come to you. Now you bring in the net, boom, and you pick and choose what you want to go forward. Right. So
Yep.
Exactly.
I don't know if that's a good analogy, but it's an
yeah,
analogy that
yeah.
I use, and that's the way I look at it. So
Yeah, for marketing, yeah, definitely.
No, it is. You definitely have to have, you know, the bait out there, the marketing activities out there for somebody,
Yeah.
you know, to catch those fish. And if
Yeah.
you're not putting those marketing out there, letting people know what you're doing, then yeah, you're not gonna catch any
right,
fish. George.
exactly, exactly. All right, so let's talk about how can we catch a whale.
Yeah.
Right. No, just joking. So all right, so
No, he's not.
no, exactly. We'll talk about that offline.
Yeah, we're gonna discuss that further.
But all right, so then technology is evolving, right? Social media is evolving and all this. So can you give us a little bit of an idea of your world on your viewpoint on how that's adapting and how you're going to adapt to that, and how that's going to help everybody in this in kind of this environment?
Well, you know,
Specifically this room.
Specifically this room, right?
Well, in terms of social, you know, really right now everybody is on some sort of social media platform, whether it's, you know, said Facebook, Instagram. Everybody has their own favorite platform, and so it's very important as a business to have at least some sort of presence on those platforms, and use those use those tools to kind of communicate with, you know, customers and clients, and that's really your, you know, I know a lot of people talk about, you know, lead funnels, collecting, you know, leads, marketing leads. Well, a lot of times these people are just right there on Facebook, right on Instagram, wanting to talk with you and wanting to communicate with you. So I think as you know, kind of talking about how social media has changed, you know, how business can use it, is really just having a presence on there, be able to communicate with your audience and clients, you know, there.
I think with the COVID-19 too, I mean, that took a lot. I mean, that a lot of people realize too. And I think now, even with after COVID-19, a lot of people are going to be doing everything from home, online, Zoom, doing all that stuff on Facebook, social media. I think that's going to probably affect it even more, huh?
No, it is. Exactly. And like I said, everything is done online now. You know, you really don't have to, you know, if you don't really have to talk to people on the phone, you could talk with them via you know, a video call, Zoom calls. The traditional offices, I think we've all realized over the past few months how much we can get done without a lot of face-to-face communication, and then really using our phone, our computer to take care of things, and really kind of forced to do it. And then we realized, hey, that was maybe a better way to do it, or maybe an easier way to do it, you know?
And I think with this, I think also a lot of companies have realized, okay, well, yeah, I guess we don't need an office. You can work from home, and it's easier. So everything is going to be online. Social media, like you said, social media working from
There is
online.
one piece of the office atmosphere that you can't replace
Very true.
at home. I mean, unless you're, you know, with the wife and kids or something, or people that you live with, you're all in an office space and you're kind of commingling.
You'll never. That's why I created a break room in my house. I'm kidding. But
you want coffee? You want coffee?
Right.
I know. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think with the COVID, it's gonna a lot of stuff that forced a lot of companies to do, and it's gonna change. And that's, you know, social media. I mean, I think a lot of people realize that too. It's like, oh shit, everything can be done online.
Yeah.
Everything can be done via Zoom, via Facebook, via all these other, you know, social media platforms.
The one thing I did miss though, when we were locked up, was that we couldn't bounce ideas off of each other. That you can't replace that. So
no, I think in an office environment, like I said, sharing ideas, things like that's going to be hard to replace. But in terms of business, maybe communicating directly with your consumers and buyers and things, where, you know, what, you know, in the past few months, it was because of safety concerns and health and things like that, where, hey, you know what, this may just be the quicker, easier way to do it, you know, hit up somebody on Facebook or send them a quick video thing, things like that. So
and then basically what you're kind of saying earlier in regards to the social media, it's just people having direct access to you, right? So basically, if they hit you up on your DMs, or if they slide in your DMs, or whatever it is, direct message you, or something, at least you have that accessibility, right? So, but I don't know if my audience would actually want this, but like So Facebook ads.
Yes.
Right. So can you give us a kind of a high level of what the breakdown is of Facebook ads and what kind of effectiveness you found off of them? Because I think that still a lot of people don't understand marketing, and one is to have your name out there. Now, the next thing is that, okay, so how can I put money towards getting more of those leads or to come into those funnels, right? So what's your kind of viewpoint in regards to Facebook ads? Let's start specifically with there, right? And then we can.
No, exactly. Facebook ads and direct advertising is going to be the quickest way to, get in front of an audience if you don't have an audience. Let's say you just start a brand new business. You don't have a Facebook page. You don't have any sort of things going on yet where you have an audience that's actually looking for you. With you Facebook ads, you can basically get some direct audience to start, getting to notice you. Facebook, it has many different ways that you can target who your overall audience is. If that's a real estate agents looking for sellers, if that's real estate investors looking for, cash buyers. The way you can set up a Facebook ad is typically you're going to need to have some sort of content to run a Facebook ad. You really, but Facebook does help you create that. So let's say you're wanting to create a campaign to target, sellers.
Yeah.
Within Facebook, you're able to create a Facebook ad with a business Facebook page. And once you create an ad copy, you're able to target who you're looking for. So let's say you're a real estate agent in the Phoenix area. Facebook will allow you to target, hey, people within a certain age group, within a certain zip code that are looking to move over the past few months. And with Facebook, you're able to kind of target those people specifically. The thing is, so a lot of people run ads with Facebook and think, hey, if I throw enough money at it, I'm going to start getting leads. And the thing is that there does have to be a good ad copy. We talked about creating an actual compelling ad where that can be an image, that can be a video, something to get people to at least engage. Because you can pay Facebook, $1,000 a month to run the ad, but you still need something for people to click on, somebody to go to, somebody to engage with.
Yeah, it seems like they're more than willing to take all of your money, irregardless if the ad is subpar or if it's golden.
No, correct. And that's where, what I like to do is run Facebook ads, also along with building like an organic Facebook presence, where you're really going to get some more leverage from that overall Facebook ad. But yes, Facebook ends up just, they'll take as much as you keep on paying them. If even if you're not converting ads, they're not going to tell you, hey, this ad isn't converting. Don't pay for it. So it's something. What I always tell people to do when they start out with Facebook ads is to start out small and kind of do some test campaigns before you start throwing a lot of money at it. And Facebook does give you some suggestions, and those are things that you should really take in mind when you do run an ad campaign. Facebook will tell you, hey, maybe run more of a video ad, maybe run image ad, or this one's performing better. But they don't really tell you how to do that or maybe how to fix it, but gives you some recommendations on that. So Facebook overall, Facebook ads are an easy way to initially, reach your audience, whoever that target market audience is, but it can get expensive if you don't really kind of watch what your budget is.
And then one of the things that I did notice is that from our, how you mentioned organic, right? One of the things that I did notice about our social media, the way that we present ourselves on social media, our deals have been coming from our circle. Right. So it's not necessarily like if we post ads out there, we're not getting people outside of our circle. It's just strengthening our social circle. What happens is that presence, they see you, they see your face, and they go, oh my God, he's doing real estate.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's doing real estate. So he's the person I need to call when I have something. Yeah. So, I've gotten, plenty of deals from relatives, from friends and connections that I've had that I've had strong connections with, but that reinforcement that I'm doing real estate,
Okay.
it pops up with them
Yeah.
every single time that they look inside of their Facebook
Yeah.
or their Instagram or whatever social media that they have. They go, oh yeah, he's the real estate guy. So
Yep.
when they're sitting there talking to their friends, all of a sudden they'll be like, oh yeah, he's my real estate guy. He's the guy that you need to talk to and give him a call.
No, exactly. That's what I was talking about, where you run these Facebook ads, but really you having an organic audience really enhances what you're doing. Because you may run an ad, but now you're having more people. You have a bigger audience. You're having more people look at that ad every time that you end up running it on Facebook.
And that's the biggest thing, is to try to be out there as much as you can. So, you're top of mind when it's time to buy a house. It's like, oh, I know who I gotta call.
Yep.
Oh, I know who I gotta call. It's being top of
I
mind.
think that's something that we need to work on a little bit. George does a fabulous job, especially on Instagram, continually posting.
Yeah.
But I think that's something, me personally, I need to work on. Albert probably has to work on it a little bit more. I don't want to be alone. So.
No,
I'm throwing him under the bus.
And that's what I know. George is talking about ads and running Facebook ads, and that's where I think the long-term strategy as a sustained business, like what George was talking about, is you can run some ads, for a couple months and get some quick business, but when you're consistently posting, that's things that's going to keep your business growing from after the ads are over, and that's what, and then once again, it's a social network. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think some people personally get turned off by a lot of ads pulling up in their feeds, even if they want to do business with you.
Well, what is it? Every 4 posts on Facebook, it's an ad?
Correct. And that's where I think
really?
we're doing a little bit different now, where, like George was saying, is, hey, we have our own content that we're posting. We're not necessarily having to pay Facebook for people to see the content, and then realizing it is a social network. People want to know George is a real person that he's doing business with, that you're a real person that you're doing business with, and sometimes Facebook ads don't show that. They don't show that who this person you're actually dealing with. So I'm not anti Facebook ads whatsoever, but I think it needs to be used in combination of having a long-term kind of social media strategy.
I like that.
Yep. Yeah, long-term. This is a long-term game.
Right.
It is, definitely, for sure.
So now Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I clicked on an ad on Instagram. I bought a projection screen for $150. Or no, 100. It was 150 inch. It was $70. And I clicked on the ad, filled out the whole thing. They now have my credit card information. Took $70 from me. I have no idea who this company is. So
well, that's what we were talking about before, is where it is like, because Facebook or Instagram, they'll let anybody run ads. Okay, so those are as a consumer, when you're out there, I guess that's what I'm kind of looking at is you can see this real estate company constantly posting ads, and maybe they're getting people to click to their website, but you don't know who you're doing business with, and I think that's why, hey, we do run some Facebook ads, but you click down, you can see George in the office, you can see Mark with his kids, you can see Albert out with his family, and with Instagram is truthfully, Instagram is pretty famous for that, for ads where. And more on consumer products, I would say, more like big screen TVs, cell phone cases.
There goes
they got me for a cell phone case.
Exactly. And
it
that's
took 8 years to come and actually be delivered.
Oh,
Not 8 years, but it was a while. I was like, I remember ordering a phone case, but where is it?
Exactly. And actually, you get your credit card, you don't really know, and that company may have had an ad, but maybe not a real Instagram page or profile, or there was no contact info on it or anything like that.
It just said email support, 24/7 email support, and I'm like, oh no. This is after the fact, right?
So
my wife was
believe me, I've done that, dude. I mean, and they're great, because the one I did, it's embarrassing, but I'll say it. The one I did, it was like a Star Wars sword.
Oh, it's a lightsaber.
A lightsaber,
and it was like, no, it was a real one, glass one. It lights up. When I get it in the mail, it's like the 50-cent Star Wars fake one. I was like, oh hell no! It was the one that was like that. and then another one that was just a little plastic one about that small.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh! How much that thing cost you?
Nothing, because I bought it in the band. They refunded
Were
me.
they refunded it to
Yeah.
you? But what did they charge you for?
I
it?
think it was like $70.
$70.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I was like,
Jesus.
yeah, but when I got them, I was like, and they were in a little plastic bag. Like when you go to the carnival and they have those little
Oh,
little
yeah.
things like that. I was like, oh my god! And on the
That's funny.
picture, it showed like a whole glass that lights up, and it makes a sound like
Show Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Did they show somebody swinging it around?
yeah, and it shows supposedly like the handle, like it was like real. Like, oh, this is sweet. Shit. Yeah, right.
That's funny. That's funny.
You got to
That's
pull
funny.
it up on Amazon.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I double check it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some of the metrics, and some of the back end stuff on like Facebook, before we kind of move on. So how they've changed their algorithm, right? And so before, I remember that you used to be able to go ahead and put it in by the age of the person, and then you could start drilling down like their income levels and like certain
I think
things
you
that
can
they
still do that.
Yeah, Facebook has changed a few things, and I think I talked earlier that you could do by age. Facebook does for real estate specific ads.
Mhm.
Facebook doesn't allow you to do an age range
Okay.
and also male or female. So
Okay.
basically, when you run a real estate ad, it has to go to everybody. I think it says from 18 to 65 plus,
Okay.
and somebody that's male or female. So they don't really let you specify that, but you can specify zip codes. Facebook does have some what do they call them? Where what people have their activity online, where maybe they've engaged, where they purchase products online in the
Engaged
past.
shoppers.
Yes, engaged shoppers. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. It does show if people if they've liked like a Zillow, for instance, if they've liked Redfin, or so if they like or engage with some of those pages, Facebook will tell you, hey, your audience is, you're a real estate company. They've engaged with other real estate companies previously. So, hey, if you want to target them. So Facebook does have some back end things where you can really target, really like with a real estate company, I'd say, hey, you target a zip code, you kind of, even like it's old school farming where you farm an area around your, and you can, run, like I said, ads to people in a different, it doesn't really break down income levels as much as I think it used to do.
They used to do that.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I was asking.
Exactly. But it's more engaged shoppers, age. And that's where, like I said, I've run a lot of real estate ads. I think it's a little bit more difficult to kind of pinpoint, like, before you used to, okay, this age range, maybe they're moving, maybe they're getting married, maybe an older person, maybe they're retiring soon. Now you really can't specify, you run an ad, it's through everybody within that age range there. But you can like set up some of those targets. One I always like is a copycat campaign where, let's say, 1 million people like Zillow, then you can target all those people who also like Zillow, so you can do, or somebody who's like, like with our real estate, somebody who likes We Buy Ugly Houses or that type of business, where if they have 3 million Facebook fans, well, you can kind of piggyback and maybe kind of target a few of those people as well. So Facebook still has some back end things. It's kind of trial by error, and it's really, like I said, spending a little bit of money, and then it's not necessarily the target. Because most people can pinpoint, hey, I'm in the zip code, this is the age group. It's really getting a good ad to get people to engage and stuff with it, either a video or image or something like that there.
Awesome.
So one takeaway I took with Instagram stuff though is if you're doing an Instagram ad, you should have even Facebook, I guess, have genuine content behind it, right?
Yes.
So you don't accidentally order a 150-inch screen
that doesn't exist. That may be imported by China.
Lightsabers.
That doesn't, right?
Our lifesaver.
Right.
Yeah. No, like I say, I think it's always have genuine content behind whatever paid advertising that you're doing.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
To have some genuine content of what's going on within your business daily, things like that.
And so, all right, I have I don't understand Twitter.
Okay.
I don't get the tweets. I don't get it. I mean, right now it's going crazy, right?
Yeah.
And I get it, right? So because a lot of information is being transferred back and forth, and so it seems like it's just a large sounding board, right? I've never understood how to capture information or how to use that to your best to our best interest. Does that make sense?
And Twitter's always been, even for me, a little bit of a, I'm active on Twitter. I go on Twitter daily, but am I always engaging or communicating with people on Twitter? No. But your Twitter is just like any other social media platform where if you use it a lot, you get familiar with it. Just like Facebook, hey, we know how to find a group, we know how to tag somebody. If you're on Twitter a lot, you're going to easily realize, okay, I can find this user, I can tag this person, I can comment. But it is initially, when you look at it, it's kind of overwhelming because you see so much content. As a business, how I utilize Twitter, Twitter is technically categorized as a news website. They're not necessarily a social media website. So when we tweet content, Twitter may categorize that as newsworthy. Okay. And so it may be just we're selling a house, but technically Twitter is a news platform. So I do think it's important for a business that even if they don't have the time to actively be engaging on Twitter with people, mentioning them or following people, if you do have a Twitter kind of tweeting strategy, at least some of your content can be found. Another way you're talking about, hey, how can I find people on Twitter? Hashtags. Okay, just like Instagram, Facebook is trying to use hashtags, but people don't really catch up. But a lot of tweets always have some sort of hashtag. Obviously, we've seen a lot of, with the riots, with COVID, we've seen a lot of different, tweets trending, and usually it trends because of a specific hashtag. And that means that Twitter said, hey, there's been 20,000 people who have tweeted with this hashtag. So they maybe said whatever tweet and they hashtagged it, whatever. And so Twitter basically, hey, this is a trending topic. Because people, and so when you hit on that hashtag, you could, if you click on that hashtag on Twitter, if you go on Twitter, hit search a hashtag, you can see everybody who's tweeted recently with that hashtag. What I sometimes do is you can see like recent tweets where these are like popular tweets, maybe a news source tweeted something and they're top, and you can see, you can see trending tweets. So like a news, say, some like CNN tweeted something with the hashtag, that's going to be top online. Then you can see recent tweets where it may be Mark just tweeted something recently that nobody engaged with, nobody saw, but you can see his sort of hashtag. So as a real estate people, you can search hashtags: cash buyers, real estate investors, Arizona real estate. Okay, those are all people who are tweeting with the hashtag. And then the second step, which we really haven't found an easy way to do it, and then how can I use that now to engage with people and stuff now? And
then all of a sudden, so explaining that to me, so then that makes sense, right? So if you go on Twitter, right, and you look for cash buyers, you can now, I guess, have a discussion, at least the engagement part, right? And so from there, to make yourself as a presence, whether you get anything out of it, so it's not going to be a direct lead, right? But it's going to be more of a if you continually engage this discussion, you'll have a presence in the marketplace.
Correct. And I would say Twitter is probably the easiest platform to communicate with somebody directly, because on Facebook you have to be their friend, or they have to be in a group, or they have to like your page. On Instagram they have to follow you, or you have to, if you're not, you send them a private message. On Twitter, I can at any celebrity, right? Like do a tweet, say, at Joe Rogan, and he's going to get a mention. He's going to, in his Twitter feed, he's going to get a notification that I mentioned him on Twitter. He may be, I'm one of a million, so he's going to disregard it. But if I did that 100 times a day over and over, at one point, he may have something.
Right.
So that's what I was talking with George, where George is exactly right, where you can search hashtags, connect with these people, you can follow them, you can see their profile, and that can be an easy beginner way to build up a small network. You can see when they tweeted last, if they're active, so you could see if they're, I think Twitter is really underrated as a real estate opportunity, because it is kind of overwhelming, and it is kind of it moves quick. Hashtags expire usually within 24 hours. Something like on Facebook, we'll see a post that somebody posted 2 days ago still pull up in our
even 5 and 10 years ago, you'll be able to see it.
On Twitter, every couple of hours things are kind of changing. So but if a real estate professional and investor, you did spend their time and efforts. It is an underutilized platform to definitely communicate.
Nice.
I know.
Well, that's good to know.
Awesome.
No, it is
Awesome. That's good. That clarified things.
No, exactly. Like I said, I think I say Twitter's great in terms, like I said, finding news, updated news,
Mhm.
tracking down people, and we use it here where we tweet out, our stuff here.
Yeah.
We follow some people, make some connections, but like I said, it's something we can always be doing more.
I do know that Twitter is like massive when it comes to like the podcast world. You can grow your audience very quickly if you spend time just networking on Twitter.
All right,
Yeah.
let's get to it.
Yeah.
Oh, we're working on it
No,
already,
we're
dude.
good. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm on it. All right, so Snap, right? So Snapchat.
Oh,
right?
geez.
I mean, okay, so well,
no,
here-
no, but
Let me get my daughter real
Yeah.
quick.
no,
No, but it's
see,
true.
and that's the thing,
That's the
right?
mentality.
That's the
TikTok.
mentality, right? Well,
Yeah.
we'll get to TikTok.
Oh, look at
We'll get to TikTok.
Oh, we'll get to
Like, hold on.
We'll get to you, Albert.
Right, Albert? Albert, you're going to be dancing. You're going to be creating a dance. It's going to be, yep.
I'm not a monkey, bro.
So, and so, right. So my teenagers used to use Snap, right? And so then now what I'm noticing and they used to post on there. I don't follow them enough. And so I don't really have a lot to go based off of.
Mhm.
I have a Snapchat account. But I noticed that most people are using it just for direct message.
Yeah, that's what I've seen.
You've seen the same thing, right? So it seems to be like a platform. Yeah, you could follow celebrities, they post on their stories or whatever, but it's the same story that you would post on Instagram, right? Is there a connection? Is there a way to connect your Instagram stories to your Snap?
There's not one directly, but you could usually save your stories from like Snapchat, and those you can post quickly on Instagram or vice versa. Save your Instagram story, and then it's like saved there, and you can post it on Snapchat.
Oh,
Okay.
gotcha.
And
Okay.
there may be some sort of social media tools where you can maybe share, like connect them both. But at this point, usually they're kind of individual
Okay.
ones you sign it. But that's what I know. There was a big push maybe a couple years ago. I saw a lot of local real estate people over here really pushing Snapchat and advertising. I know the people who like follow marketing, like with Gary V.
Mhm.
He was really pushing Snap, and he's still on there too.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
but
Something died out, right?
exactly. I like.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I think just with the video things, I see a lot of people were sharing their stories, things like that. I think has been replaced with TikTok and Instagram. But I do feel that you mentioned there is still a lot of, I'm not going to say the teenager realm, but in the, in that area that are still using it for direct messaging. Like my kids will still direct message on Snapchat, but I don't see them post on their stories
Right,
that
exactly.
often and those types of things.
I see them taking pictures of their foreheads,
Yeah.
right, or their chins or something.
Oh,
like that.
they just use it for the filters,
right,
or
exactly.
whatever.
No, they I saw they'll direct message, they'll just direct a message boom. And so I guess my thing about that was I asked them well, what does that mean? They're like, we don't know. Okay. So after studying it for a while, I guess it's just I'm thinking of you. That's all it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Here's a picture of my forehead. I'm just kind of thinking of you. I'm acknowledging you. I'm acknowledging that you exist and you're in my mind right now. That's
Really?
So we should take more pictures of our foreheads.
right. Pictures of our foreheads.
Post it out on all the-
Right.
all the
I
platforms.
thought it was unusual. I thought it was unusual,
for
but
them.
think about it, right? Think about it when you all of a sudden when your mom comes in your mind or your family or whatever, that's how these kids that's how they look at it, right?
Yeah.
They're like, hey, you know what? I'm thinking of you. Here it is,
Yeah.
right? And it's so funny, right? It's their forehead,
Yeah.
right? So
Because they're thinking
right,
of it.
the irony about it, but yeah. So that was just kind of, so I've seen Snap die down. I'm pretty sure Kim Kardashian had a part of it when she said Snap sucks or something.
Oh, I'm
that was a
sure.
couple of years ago or something like
Oh,
that.
really? I
So,
never knew she did that.
Yeah, no, if there's any people who watch the podcast right now that have used Snapchat and things to utilize business, we'd definitely like to hear on
Yeah,
how
absolutely.
they're using it. But like I said, from what I've seen recently, it's been more, like I said, more of a communication for still back and forth, but not in terms of maybe as direct for advertising for, say, real estate, in the business that we're in.
Right.
So
right. All right. So TikTok, Albert.
It's his favorite.
So-
no, it's not. I mean, I sometimes I go into it and look at some stuff, but it's not a platform that I really use. I'll be honest. I don't have a name for it or anything. It's like I've just been in it a couple times and I see something funny or dumb and I'll send it to you guys. But it's not like I'm always on it. But I have seen that it's freaking popular. It's very now. Is that a good platform for business?
Well, I think it can be if you're sharing something of some sort of relevant content. I have seen there's a girl here who does some mortgage and does like credit
Credit cleaning.
credit cleaning, and she has gotten business from TikTok, but she's been posting videos about like tips on cleaning up your credit, and kind of does a little song behind it and does all the little stuff. So, but I know it's taken a lot of time to kind of build up and things there. So I think just like with Snapchat, I think TikTok is popular now. And once again, like people got on Snapchat because they didn't want to miss out in case it got bigger than Facebook. They wanted to be on there. And I think TikTok's at that place for a business. I think it's important maybe to, hey, go ahead and get a profile, maybe get it set up. And if you can get a unique strategy where you're able to spend the time to do real estate tips daily with this dance. And what I've seen a lot of people utilize TikTok for is because you can do a lot of cool stuff with like the music in the background, the typos where they create the video on there, but then they share it on Facebook or they share it on Instagram. That's like that's a good little app where you can create kind of the videos,
creative content.
You can create the content where they're still sharing it like on TikTok, but maybe more people are watching it on Facebook. Things like that. And once again, we have it. And that's something that we probably need to explore a little bit more with TikTok. I do think it can be utilized, but I don't know. Like I said, I've seen a couple people, but I haven't seen a consistent, any big businesses they say.
Okay. I think here we go. All right. Here's the idea. We hire the Jabberwockies and they're dancing in front of a house.
That's
right. Right. There you go.
Exactly.
Post it on TikTok.
And that's all you need to do.
Or us pretending to like ride horses and then the song I can't remember the name. Where it's like dun 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 and you're like jump on it. Jump on it.
Got it. Got it. Yes.
No.
Yeah, denied real quick.
No videos of us, just Jabberwockies.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, what about you guys? Have you guys seen any? I know with TikTok, have you seen any real estate or something related to our business on TikTok at all? I know, I don't know.
The answer, I don't. Okay. I haven't seen anything. But I haven't looked at it. So I'm like, it's just another version, an updated version of Vine is the way that I thought of it.
Oh yeah.
And but at the same time though, if you really think about it, right, we have comedy inside of our real estate world, right?
No, exactly.
We laugh about some of the
I think that's all we did yesterday was laugh.
Right. When you're at closing and then the buyer ends up going out and buying a car right before closing or whatever, like those little stupid little things. Those can be used. I'm thinking, well, why not use that, right?
Yeah,
right? Because all of a sudden you could just post those little.
So what happened? What happened with Vine? That one died out too, huh?
Yeah, I think Vine ended up being purchased by Twitter at some point, and then Twitter had little short videos, and then they've kind of dissolved out, and then TikTok's kind of taken over. I guess the only thing with TikTok where don't know where. If we spend, say, time doing a lot of video, okay, who's the audience on there? I know there's a lot of kids obviously on there, but I'm assuming a lot of real estate people are doing things on there because if these people's kids are on there, then the parents have to get on there eventually as well to check out things. So that's where, and I haven't really done a whole lot of research in terms of, hey, what is the actual audience in terms of watching this stuff?
So even just with our behaviors here, though, just an idea of what our behaviors are is that we share the content.
Yeah.
So if a video is created, we find it funny. All of a sudden, we share it between ourselves and back and forth, just on, hey, this is funny. Check this out, right? Even something as simple as that.
Exactly.
And so,
that's very true.
Trying to dissect TikTok and trying to see how we could possibly.
And I've seen a lot more people. Like if you see a lot of people like on Facebook, their videos, you'll see the little TikTok logo on the side now because they're basically on TikTok creating those, but then they're posting them on Facebook. Because you can pull up every song you want. Do the little,
to create your own.
Yeah, it's a good content creator for easily where even like Instagram, like stories, you can do cool stuff for adding the emojis and GIFs and things. TikTok is just kind of a little more next level with some of that stuff there. So, but I do think that's something as our business here, and even with offering to other clients I work with, is TikTok has to at least be some sort of strategy and kind of figure that out, but at least don't ignore it.
Right. Exactly. Okay. All right. Right on. And then I think that's about it. Anything on the horizon that you might see that you know of that might be small, but that might be coming into play soon, or
I'm trying to think of different things with I think there's going to be a move with, I know with Zoom lately's been, everybody's using Zoom.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be another, I know Facebook's trying to do like Facebook meetups where it's kind of a group, and even Gmail. I know we just set up with our
the
business,
Hangouts,
with
right.
our business Gmail accounts, have some embedded little join meeting little fixtures. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's going to be some, a move with some company with that aspect, where either with Zoom or Facebook, where we're going to be incorporating more of the videos within our social media things,
Yeah.
where we use that, we use video chats and calls now, but you're having 50 people in your Facebook group
Yeah.
from
Yeah,
your
yeah.
business within Facebook, rather than everybody sending an invite to Zoom. So
Right.
I think that's something, I don't know who it's going to be. It could be Zoom, it could be somebody else, but I think there's going to be some sort of company that's going to kind of try to take that sort of, not be their business, or
Yeah.
because Zoom's kind of like a common name like Coke or Kleenex or something,
Yeah.
where there has to be somebody else. to
There's
kinda-
so there's a mortgage company here in the valley that basically what they do is that they've used Zoom as their whole entire process. So
Mhm.
when you call in through the Zoom call. Then from there, it's broken out into different departments, right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
HR, payroll, whatever,
Yeah.
marketing, whatever. And there's a person back there that would answer that Zoom call, or if they're
While
busy
they're
or whatever, it
waiting,
comes
yeah.
back to that receptionist, and they're using it as more of a call, as a like a IV, like an interactive.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think that's definitely great. And because we were talking about before, I think a lot more businesses need to implement not even, thing is just training the consumer and stuff
Yeah.
to kind of, hey, this is the way
Right.
we're doing it now. But they were kind of forced to do it before. So I think it's easier now, where maybe 6 months ago, hey, you try to automate the stuff, the customer, hey, I want to come in, I want to meet with you face to
Right,
face.
exactly.
Now they're more willing to adapt some of those things. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's going to be a continuing trend where, businesses, hey, it's all Zoom, virtual. You're
Yeah.
still seeing a face-to-face person,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
people feel
Yeah.
comfortable.
Ooh.
So
I've seen some memes, or I guess jokes or what, with that
Yeah.
stuff too. It's like there was a guy that like he was doing a class, but he had a phone set up where it was his face,
Uh-huh.
and the Zoom video was taking a picture of that phone, and it was just him staring.
Staring, and
But he wasn't even there at
he
all.
was, he was in the background,
Yeah.
falling asleep or something.
No, exactly. Yeah, people are gonna be able to get
What
out.
wasn't when
My
your
daughter,
daughter?
was taking her real estate classes too, and they're doing it at Zoom, and one of the guys is all crashed out. After a while, they took him off, and they're like,
Yeah, that's
we're not giving you credit for this class."
yeah,
The guy was
Yeah.
asleep, dude. But everybody was seeing him. Oh, shit, that shit is funny.
So, all right. So for our audience, right? What can somebody that doesn't have like a ton of money or a lot of time, what's some of the simple things that they can
Yeah,
implement right
or
now
start
so that
with.
they could start, and then that will get the biggest bang for their time and their effort.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my biggest thing I always tell people is, you don't need a whole lot of money to start. The internet's great. Everything's free. My always recommendation is to get a list together of your contacts. Okay. A lot of people think initially they need to, set up an LLC, do all these little things, but really, the first step I would recommend as a new real estate investor is realizing that you have a lot of people within your network that already know you, that may want to do business with you. So I always recommend to people, hey, go ahead and get your contacts. And what I mean by contacts is the email addresses and phone numbers, people and get that organized in some sort of list, because most likely those are going to be the first people that are going to do business with you. And you don't need a CRM. Okay. If you have Gmail, if you have Outlook, you can put those in an address book. You can add notes, and I would just start contacting those people and announcing to them, if you're starting out as a new real estate investor, hey, even if you haven't done a deal yet, hey, I'm starting to do real estate investing. I'm expanding my, network. If you know of any off-market properties, or if you know of investors that are looking for off-market properties, I'd love, for you to reach out to them. And you can just pop them a quick email, and that would be the first thing that I would start. And then start with your social media channels. Like I said before, is you don't need to have a business to start a business. You don't need to have the LLC, especially the real estate business. With the real estate wholesale business, you don't need a real estate license. You don't need an office. And then I think when you start building, you can start out with building your own Facebook page, getting a Twitter account, getting an Instagram. I know I'm missing something else. And from there, you could start just building your business. That'll give you a little bit of confidence too, where, hey, I have a real business. I have a Facebook page. You can contact me here.
Yeah.
So when you start reaching out to some of those people, so that would be the first thing and all that's free. Okay. If you have Gmail, it's free. Facebook's free. Twitter's free. And those are things where I would first start out. And then from there, you could start growing like your systems and getting into marketing and spending some money for, advertising. But that's where I would start, just with a contact list, social media profiles. And like I said, as a new investor, I feel a part of that too, having to, hey, go to my Facebook page. Even if you haven't done a business yet, it looks good. And it gives people, okay, this guy's serious about at least getting things going. You know? And truthfully, somebody Google searching you and finding you on Facebook is just as relevant as if they searched corporate records and found an LLC on you. As you grow and you start having assets, obviously there's advantages to having, a business set up, an LLC, insurance, those types of things. But as a new investor, you got to realize hey, you don't need all that. You can get going today, by just making contacts.
Right.
And things
exactly.
like that.
So when I first started, same thing, I did an Excel spreadsheet. Now, it was an Excel spreadsheet. I called everybody. Once I called everybody from that Excel spreadsheet, letting them know that I was doing wholesale, then I went to Facebook and I started friending them. And then I started posting a little bit of what the journey was. Right.
Exactly.
So, and it was something that simple, and growth came from it. So
no, you're absolutely right. I don't think people need to overthink it, where I think they get over, hey, seeing, it operates, you Cash Now Homes. Hey, you guys have, website, you're doing a podcast, hey, it didn't start that way. And it, even with my business, hooking up with some real estate investors and really getting going, that took a couple years to really get going, even if you're marketing well and doing all those things. So yeah, no, you're exactly right, George. I think just starting out with that there, and I think you're on the right track to get everything going.
It's good, all good knowledge. As we wind this down, then where can we find you, Mateo? Where can people find you?
You can check me out on Facebook at beNICEmedia. Follow me on Twitter. It's Mateo Media on Twitter. And then you can always reach me here with the Cash Now Homes guys. Check out our new website at cnhnational.com. You can email me there at Mateo at CNH National.
That was awesome.
No, that's perfect. And so yeah, definitely. And just want to talk real quick. Hey, I've been working with the Cash Now Home guys here for a while. If you guys need some mentoring services, networking, these are great guys to kind of, work with. So feel free to reach out to them and find us. And like I said, George said, subscribe to this podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. All right. So we going to do the sponsors at the end, or we're done? Oh, well, I don't have the paper anymore.
Yeah, I'm going to
you want to do it?
Can I do a professional read?
Go ahead.
That's okay.
I'm trying to look for it.
This episode is sponsored by Cash Now Homes. Sell your home fast for cash in 7 days or less with Cash Now Homes. Get your offer today at cnhnational.com or call us at 602-560-7002. This episode is also brought to you by Leads to Cash. Use the same system we use: custom Podio system, call center, and VA services. Skip tracing, mentoring. Learn more at cnhnational.com/partners.
Awesome.
Nice.
And that is why you need a social media guy to help you, because that was professional.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I loved it.
Awesome.
All right,
We'll
guys.
end it on a good note.
Yes, absolutely. Mahalo.
Thank you.
That was good.
That was awesome.
Thanks.